Tonight, I want to talk about the big picture because what is happening in our state this year, a very important election year, will have consequences for decades to come. Line 5 has been in the news a lot lately. The risk of an oil spill is now very real after a ship's anchor recently struck and damaged Line 5 in the Straits. Serious concerns are finally bringing more elected officials to say enough. And we are seeing growing bipartisan agreement that we must shut down Line 5. Yes. But we are also seeing some elected officials, like Governor Snyder, promote building a tunnel in the Straits as a solution. And in his backroom deal made with Enbridge last November allows them to start moving in that direction. I want to make one thing very clear. A tunnel is not a solution for our state, for the Great Lakes, or for the planet. This idea of a tunnel, it may be mostly a delay tactic. It would take years to win approval for a tunnel and to get it built. Years in which the existing pipeline would keep pumping oil through the Straits. And we say no more delays. And if they are really considering a tunnel, there are plenty of reasons why this is a terrible idea. For one, if Enbridge builds a tunnel in the Straits, they will rebuild and expand all of Line 5 that crosses our state. This will lock us into decades of more risks of an oil spill. And a new pipeline will almost certainly carry heavy tar sands oil, the dirtiest fossil fuel on the planet. I know you all know about tar sands oil, but let's just give ourselves a refresher on why Michigan, the Great Lakes state, does not want to be the tar sands transport state. When tar sands oil is burned, it releases more greenhouse gases than any other fossil fuel. When it is refined, it pollutes nearby communities like those living near the Marathon refinery in Detroit. And when extracted, it is strip mined, wiping out entire ecosystems and displacing communities. When tar sands oil pipelines have spills, it's impossible to fully clean up, as we've already learned here in Michigan with the largest inland oil spill in U.S. history into the Kalamazoo River. It's not a secret that Enbridge is working to expand its network of pipelines in our region to bring more oil to market, including Line 5. What is not very well known is that the Enbridge playbook is to replace a pipeline piece by piece, claiming each piece is being replaced for maintenance purposes, so they can avoid environmental reviews. This is what they are doing now with Line 5, and our state is letting them get away with it. So the solution to this risky pipeline in the Straits and crossing our state is simple. Retire Line 5 and don't replace it. This is a very real option and the only option that will eliminate the risks to our waters. The fact is, we do not need Line 5. 95% of the oil it carries just passes through our state. And here's what isn't widely reported. Line 5 is a Canadian-owned pipeline carrying Canadian oil to Canadian refineries and for export. It is a Canadian oil shortcut through Michigan, and there are plenty of other pipelines in the region to meet our energy needs. So you may ask yourself, why doesn't Canada transport its own oil? Canadians actually have stopped 2 proposed tar sands pipelines in the past year and a half because of environmental concerns. Yet our governor is proposing that we build a tunnel for them under the Great Lakes. We're being played for suckers by Enbridge. We are taking all of the risk, and they are getting all of the reward. But not anymore. Together, we've already made Line 5 a top election issue. And this year, we have a chance to elect leaders that will put the people of Michigan and our waters first. We have been at this for a long time, but we are not stopping. We are Michiganders. We know from our Anishinaabe teachers that water is life. We are stewards of the Great Lakes. We are the innovators that put the world on wheels. This summer, we are rising up to work for the kind of leaders we deserve. And together, we will shut down Line 5. Thank you.